Good morning, boys and girls. I am here today to start a brand new read aloud. So, the new read aloud we are doing is a realistic fiction book that I've always felt I can connect with because the main character in the book, she has a brother with a disability, and I do too. So, I always kind of felt connected with the girl in this book, just the different feelings that you have and things like that. But it's definitely something everyone will appreciate. So the name of the book is Rules by Cynthia Lord. All right. All right. Well, let's get started. All right. Let's begin. First chapter is Follow the Rules. Come on, David. I let go of his sleeve, afraid I'll rip it. When he was little, I could pull my brother behind me if he didn't want to do something. But now David's 8 and too strong to be pulled. Opening the front door, I sigh. My first day of summer vacation is nothing like I dreamed. I'd imagined today warm with seagulls winging across a blue sky, not overcast and damp. Still, I refused to grab my jacket from the peg inside the front door. Umbrella? David asks, a far off stare in his brown eyes. It's not raining. Come on. Mom said go to the car. David doesn't move. I get his favorite red umbrella. Okay, let's go. I get onto the front porch and slide the umbrella into my backpack with my sketchbook and colored pencils. Let's go to the video store, David says, not moving 1 inch. You're going to the clinic, but if you do a good job, Dad'll take you to the video store when he comes home. The video store is David's favorite place, better than the circus, the fair, or even the beach. Dad always invites me to come too, but I say, no thanks. David has to watch all the previews on the store TVs and walk down each row of films, flipping boxes over to read the parental advisory and the ratings. Even on videos, Dad would never let him rent. David'll say, loud enough for the whole school to hear, rated PG 13 for language and some violence. Crude humor. He'll keep reaching for boxes and flipping them over, not even seeing the looks people give us. The hardest part is when David kneels in the aisle to see the back of a video box a complete stranger is holding in his hand. Dad says, no one cares, Catherine. Don't be so sensitive. But he's wrong. People do care. Beside me, David checks his watch. I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock. Well, maybe 5 o'clock, I say. Sometimes Dad's late. David shrieks, 5 o'clock! Shh. I scan the yards around us to see if anyone heard. My stomach flips. A moving van is parked in front of the house next door, back wide open, half full of chairs and boxes. From inside the truck, 2 men appear, carrying a couch between them. My hands tremble, trying to zip my backpack. Come on, David. Mom said go to the car. David stands with his sneaker toes on the top step, like it's a diving board, and he's choosing whether to jump. 5 o'clock, he says. The right answer would be maybe, but David only wants surefire answers yes and no. Wednesday at 2 o'clock, but never maybe, or it depends, or worst of all, I don't know. Next door, the movers set the couch on the driveway. If I hurry, I can ask them before they head into the house. Okay, I say, Dad will pick you up at 5 o'clock. That's the rule. David leaps down the steps just as the moving men climb into the van. He might not understand some things, but David loves rules. I know I'm setting up a problem for later because Dad's always late, but I have rules too. And one of mine is sometimes you got to work with what you've got. I take David's elbow to hurry him. Let's go past the fence and talk to these men. A little spring mud remains under the pine trees near the fence. Only a month ago, puddles were everywhere when Mrs. Bauman called me over to say her house had been sold to a woman with a 12-year-old daughter. I know you'd be pleased, she said. I told the realtor I had a girl just that age living next door. Maybe they could be friends. A few weeks later, I'd stood on my porch, waving as Mrs. Bauman's son drove her away to her new apartment attached to his house. Feels wrong that Mrs. Bowman's not living in that gray shingled house next door anymore, and her porch looks empty without the rocking chairs. But I'm tingly with hopes too. I've always wanted a friend in my neighborhood, and a next door friend would be the best of all. Usually in summer, I do lots of things by myself because my best friend, Melissa, spends the whole vacation in California with her dad. This year will be different though. The girl next door and I can do all my favorite summer things together, swimming at the pond, watching TV, and riding bikes. We could even send midnight messages from our windows using flashlights and Morse code, like next door friends do in the books. And the best part, David won't have to come since mom won't have to drive me and pick me up. I bite my teeth together, fighting the memory of my last sleepover at Melissa's. When mom came to pick me up, David raced around Melissa's kitchen, opening doors, looking for their cellar, even when mom kept telling him there was a trailer and trailers don't have cellars. Real friends understand, mom had said on the ride home. But here's what I understand. Sometimes everyone gets invited except us, and it's because of David. Walking toward the van, I study the moving men. One has a blotchy face and looks all business. The younger one wears a half smile and a dirty t shirt and jeans. T shirt man seems friendlier. Remember the rule, I whisper, my hands pushing David's back to hurry him. If someone says hi, you say hi back. Down the walkway, I run through conversation possibilities in my head. But that one rule should be enough. There's only one question I need to ask. Then I can take David right to the car. Hi, I call, reaching the corner of the fences. David flickers his fingers up and down like he's playing a piano in the air. T shirt man turns around. Do you know when the family is coming? I ask. Is it today? He looks to the other man in the van. When are the Petersons coming? If someone says hi, say hi back, David yells. That's the rule. Both men stare past me with that familiar look, that wrinkled forehead look that means, what's wrong with that kid? I grab David's hands to stop his fingers. They're coming at about 5 o'clock, the red faced man says. That's what she said. 5 o'clock! 5 o'clock! David twists under my arm. My wrist kills from being curled backward. I grip my toes in my sneakers to hide the pain. Thanks, I pretend to see my watch. Wow, looks at the time. Sorry, gotta go. Chasing David to the car, I hear heavy footsteps on the van's metal ramp behind me. Thunk, thunk. David covers his ears with his hands. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. Let's go to the video store. My own hands squeezed to fists. Sometimes I wish someone would invent a pill so David would just wake up one morning without autism. Like someone walking from a long coma and he'd say, Geez, Catherine, where have I been? And he'd be a regular brother like Melissa has, a brother who'd give back as much as he took, who I could joke with, even fight with, someone I could yell at and he'd yell back. And we'd keep going and going until we both yelled ourselves out. But there's no pill, and our quarrels stay fray instead of not. Always ending in him crying and me sorry for hurting him over something he really can't help. Here's another rule. I open the car door. If you want to go away from someone, you can check your watch and say, Sorry, gotta go. Doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. Sorry, gotta go, David asked, climbing into the car. That's right. I'll add it to your rules. Men carry a mattress still in plastic up the walkway next door. Someday soon, I'm going to take a plate of cookies up those steps and ring the doorbell. And if the girl next door doesn't have a flashlight, I'll buy her one that turns on and off easily. Mom says I have to deal with what is and not to get my hopes up. But how else can hopes go but up? Wear your seatbelt in the car, David states. That's the rule. You're right. I click the seatbelt across me and open my sketchbook to the back pages. That's where I keep all the rules. I'm teaching David so my someday he'll wake up a regular brother wish doesn't ever come true. At least he'll know how the world works and I won't have to keep explaining things. Some of the rules in my collection are easy and always. Say excuse me after you burp. Don't stand in front of the TV when other people are watching. Flush the toilet. But more are complicated sometimes rules. You can yell on a playground, but not during dinner. A boy can take off his shirt to swim, but not his shorts. It's fine to hug mom, but not the clerk at the video store. And a few are more hints than rules, but matter just as much. Sometimes people don't answer because they don't hear you. Other times it's because they don't want to hear you. Most kids don't even consider these rules. Sometimes when they were little, their mom and dad must have explained them all. But I don't remember mine doing it. It seems I've always known these things. Not David, though. He needs to be taught everything. Everything from the fact that a peach is not a funny looking apple to how having long hair doesn't make someone a girl. I add to my list. If you want to get away from someone, check your watch and say, sorry, gotta go. It's mom, David yelled. Let's go to the video store. She's on the porch locking our front door. I'll get in trouble if mom finds out I let him think the wrong thing. I'm depending on you, Catherine, she'll say. How will he learn to be independent if everyone lets him behave and speak the wrong way? You're going to occupational therapy, I tell David at the clinic. He frowns. Let's go to the video store. David may not have the sorry gotta go rule down, but he's got this one perfect. If you say something over and over again, maybe they'll give in just to shut you up. Good rule. You're going to OT, I say. Maybe is all it takes. David twists toward me as far as the seatbelt allows, his eyes flashing. I cover David's mouth with my hand so the movers don't hear him scream. And that's the end of the first chapter. They don't really have numbers with these chapters. They're all different rules. Okay, so that first rule that we learned was follow the rules. The second one, which we will do tomorrow, is don't run down the clinic hallway. All right, so I think you probably have an idea of what this girl's dealing with her brother. And all right, I hope you enjoy it and its rules. And till the next time.